So just thought I'd do a little showcase of some assets I'm making for my trench scene. I don't know if you can kind of guess what it is. If I go vertical split and change this back to image editor. Oh, okay. Bear with me. Cigarette tin. It is going to be a cigarette tin like this. It's kind of what it looks like on the inside. It's kind of what I went for with the little, I don't know what you call those. Little elastic strap goes across, obviously, and the little cigarettes retains them when it clasps and closes. But I did see it was something like this, which is pretty cool. Gallipoli 1915, nice little dents and stuff like that. But what I'm going for, I saw one. I don't know where I saw it. I can't find it again. But it had indentation from where a piece of shrapnel or a bullet had actually hit it. So I thought that's kind of a cool concept. That's what I'm going for. So for those of you who don't know 3D, program that I'm using, Blender 3D program, has the ability to do sculpting. So this is how it started out. Pretty much finished modeling the cigarettes from reference images. The elastic strap goes across, obviously, and connects up with this little thing there. The hinge, I've got the little hinge in there, and then these cigarettes are sort of just, it's like half open. The elastic's been released, and the cigarettes, there's a few cigarettes sort of sprawled there, whatever. So what I am looking at doing, I've been doing a bit of I don't know, look development and figuring out exactly what look I want to go for. But just to show you, these are the ones I've kind of been figuring out the sort of damage I can put onto this by sculpting it. These ones aren't working for that one's not working for some reason, I don't know why. But something like something realistic that looks like it hasn't penetrated all the way through. Maybe it's like a low velocity thing. It's lost velocity over distance, and it's just hit the person. The soldier's had this in his chest pocket or something like that, and it's just sort of given him a whack. Hasn't gone all the way through and killed him. Sort of just hit it with a whack. So something that looks like a decent enough damage that it stands out, not just like a little scratch or imperfection like this, but something that's decent enough but doesn't show penetration all the way through. Otherwise I've got to replicate that through to the other side, and then you got to start thinking, okay, well, how far did the bullet penetrate? Has it gone all the way through? Then I've got to, you know what I mean, I've got to sculpt all the way through these things with a hole or something, which I don't want to do. I just want to do a bit of an indent here, and then call it a day pretty much. So as easy as it sounds, it's pretty bloody tricky. So let's just start with this one. It's a bit of a indentation kind of thing, which looks like kind of what I want. So you've got to be careful about the strength of the brush. So if I just drag this out now, see the cigarettes are popping through, so I'm going to do it up here a little bit more so it doesn't mess around with the cigarettes. So you've got to have the resolution of the mesh high enough so that it doesn't start doing this. Here's all the squares, which if you look at, I've got DIN topo, I think that's dynamic topology. If I look at, that's what the DIN topo has done. It's almost made triangles from my quads that were there before. But see, it starts pinching up around these parts through here, and obviously you can see that through here. So if I dial that down, it should be better. So I'll pick a different spot. So if I do that by 0.7, maybe strength. And see, it's a bit smoother to a point. There's a bit more of a, you know, indent in there sort of thing. So yeah, it's a mix between getting the strength right, not having it too aggressive, but also having enough detail in there. So I mean, yeah, that would look cool, but it doesn't look like a bullet's hit it. So you start thinking of something like this, same thing, can't have it too aggressive on the strength. So if I draw that out, so that looks like a bit more like a bullet dent. Maybe the bullet started tumbling and it's hit it side on kind of thing. So that's not too bad. That's okay. But again, sort of, I want something a bit more. I've got 0.7 on that one, so if I go, so that's a bit more aggressive, that one. That one's quite nice. So again, you're starting to see the resolution of the mesh. But see, that's not too bad, that one. I could probably go a little bit more. So if I go Control Z, and if I go 0.8, maybe even 0.85. Yeah, see, it's bringing a bit more. Yeah, so that's definitely looking on a lot better. The reason I'm working on this one is I always duplicate things. Bit more 3D stuff. You can sort of see this has got like almost a couple of layers. It's because it's got a solidify modifier on it, so that's actually got a thickness to it, whereas this is just one sort of layer of geometry. It's just the thickness of the mesh, whereas that's kind of doubled the thickness. So it's a solidify modifier has made it the thickness all the way through kind of thing, so it's like, you know, actual piece of metal, whereas this is a single layer. So it deforms a lot better and easier, whereas you rip through this too hard and it starts messing up between the two layers. Yeah, bit of jargon, but one of the dilemmas you face when you're doing this sort of stuff. You got to sort of figure out what's going on, and a better method going forward. Oh, I've been going for 7.5 minutes. Okay, all right. So if I Control Z that, I mean, that one's looking pretty good. That was that one, I think. This one here is a very aggressive one, like it's almost torn through. So if I did maybe what if I do 0.75 on this one, and we'll see how that comes out. Yeah, so that's a bit sharper, isn't it? Like it's deformed and raised the outer part up, which, I mean, that's still looking good. It's not too bad, that one. I'm not overly worried about the resolution of the subdivisions of the mesh showing through like that, because once I do a material on it and everything else like that, it'll hide all that sort of stuff. This one here's a really nice one. It looks like obviously the bullet's gone whack shallow, like quite a shallow 0.7. So I mean that's a direct, direct solid hit. That one, it's gone whack at obviously at a 90 degree to that surface. I mean, that's pretty obvious. You can sort of figure out, okay, something has hit that. Whether I make it small, obviously I will make it smaller. So if you go maybe what point? Sorry, go 30. Yeah, maybe something like that. Kind of start thinking about, okay, the size of a German Mauser rifle. I think they were, was it 8mm? But then again, you start going in a rabbit hole of, okay, well, do some research on some calibers and stuff that the Germans used in the First World War, and then comparison to like a cigarette tin, you start, you start splitting hairs, but you get some real nice accuracy then, don't you, sort of thing. But this is a dilemma I struggle with sometimes, is you're going down that rabbit hole because I'm not happy with how something looks, and knowing that it needs to be a bit more accurate and it needs to look like this, and okay, what's the process of figuring all that out. So yeah, that one's not too bad. I wonder if I could even go 20. Something get quite small now. You know, maybe something like that. Let's see it showing through. So, you know, that's had a decent, it's had a whack, but it's not protruding enough to, if this was closed, that it would whack out the other side, you know what I mean? So, yeah, so I was even thinking like a ricochet's gone across it. You know, you start thinking something like that. Oh. You know, that's kind of a nice imperfection and stuff too, isn't it? But it's not the dramatic kind of thing I'm after. So I'm thinking maybe this one or maybe that one. It's got some decent deformation. Again, like the sharpness of that, so maybe I need to dial that strength back. 0.68 maybe or something like that. Yeah, still doing it a little bit, but I mean that's not looking too bad. Bit of detail in there, eh? And obviously I'm going to add some nice material to this, make it look like steel, sort of scratched up, worn, and I'm going to do a bit of an inscription along here, not the same name as that, but something else that's equivalent to my family, that served in Gallipoli and died there as well, so that'll be the next thing to figure out. But yeah, so yeah, that's kind of where I'm up to with that, and obviously, yeah, the end result is to kind of make it similar to this. It's going to be sitting on a maybe a little, like a crate, wooden crate or something in my trench scene, with all the action going on around it, like, you know, the silence and calmness has been broken of, I wouldn't say relaxing on the front line trench, but maybe some form of downtime, having a few cigarettes with his mate or something like that, and some playing cards, which I'll do as well at some stage. And you know, the piece has been broken by battle and stuff, and they've had to stand to and pick up their rifles, and this is kind of all just sitting statically, how it was, how they left it, about to have a smoke and play some cards. So yeah, that's that, and probably do some more of these little showcases as I go through, as I make these assets and add materials to them and get them into my scene. So yeah, cool. See you later.